Hi, sixth graders. It's Mrs. Decker again. We're here today to start a brand new unit. I'm so excited to get started with you. We are going to be starting a unit called Getting Back into Independent Reading and Building a Vibrant Reading Life. This is a short unit at the beginning of this year, and the whole goal of this unit is to really get you to be thinking about rebooting your reading life, how you can have good independent reading habits and routines, and make some plans for your reading this year. We are going to be needing different materials each day for this unit, so make sure you're looking at some of the notes in the slides. Your notebook or your English composition book is a very important tool, a pen or pencil, and a novel to read independently. That's what today is going to be all about, is how do I get my hands on a novel that I am so excited to read every afternoon? I have some ideas for you for that today, and we're also going to share some ideas for your families or caregivers. So you'll also notice, or if you don't know, your parents have received also a short video today that will hopefully help them support you with independent reading at home. You are welcome to watch this along with your families. I'm not going to play it for us today in class, but I do want you to know it's available, and it's something that's really important for your parents to have a chance to look at. So this is our first unit of the year, and I want you to think about, how can I best prepare for success? So I would like to show you what a typical day or session, we call it, in this unit would look like. You'll notice that this is called a hyperdoc, meaning it's interactive, and it's a chance for you to see what we did that morning and then what your job or task will be for the afternoon before we share out. So in the morning, we'll do a mini lesson. This is the mini lesson right now. Second, you'll see the anchor charts or the main learning targets for each day. Those are a collection of our mini lessons, so today I'll share the very first one with you. Third, if you look at the next part, this is your independent afternoon task. Notice there's a timer. You can always use that to set your timer and have your 40 minutes of work time. And after you've watched the mini lesson in the morning with me and reviewed it, then the afternoon, it will tell you what your jobs will be for your independent time. That will include lots of reading and also some note taking or notes where you're stopping and jotting about your reading and capturing that great thinking while it's hot. So today, I'll go over your independent task before we end our mini lesson. The fourth thing in the mini lesson is, in the lesson, is the share. This is where you get to prepare for the next morning when the work you did that afternoon, you'll have to now think about, how am I going to share some of my thinking when we start class tomorrow? So that's where we're headed for this unit. Here is what today's looks like. In your English interactive notebook, you should have recorded the learning target today. And today, I want to teach you that readers make plans for their future reading and find creative ways to get books. This is an unusual year for us because we can't just walk into Preston's Media Center and check out a book yet. Although Mrs. Winey has been visiting with us, she's one of our media specialists, and she has some ideas for that coming up. So if you're somebody who loves paperback or hardcover books much more than digital books, you are not going to be out of luck this year. We will do everything we can to get those books in your hands. In the meantime, I want to show you some tools that you can use today and have some fun exploring our Preston digital library that we have created and put together for you. So the first thing I want you to think about is this: how do we get our hands on books? I've created a classroom account for you to use digital books at getepic.com. This has tons of book choices. I've even put a star or a favorite with some of my favorite books that are already in there. If you want to explore that during some of your independent task time this afternoon, then go to this website and you're going to enter our Preston Mrs. Decker's class code ADB6537. You're going to select your name and you'll find out that your account is already created for you. So play around with that and see if there are any books that you might be interested in reading. You can just check them out for free right from there, straight to your computer. Another thing you might want to try is clicking on this image or the link in the hyperdoc for today called Digital Library, And this is going to take you to a digital library at Preston Middle School. All right, so I'm going to do that along with you right now. And here's what you'll notice. We have a table of contents as the beginning, and that will tell you, you can even click if you want to go straight to a certain spot, you can click there and it's linked. Okay, so we have book recommendation sites, places where you can find ideas about what to read next. We have a page called Preston 6th Grade Favorites. If you don't have a library card or don't know how to access this particular one, we have 4 books that have been very popular at Preston in 6th grade. You can just click right on the title and it will give you a copy immediately of the book to start reading today. You can also find out where and how to get free ebooks, including a public library card. Many of you in the survey last week told me that you did not yet have a library card. If that's the case, you are going to do, for part of your task this afternoon, you're going to click on the link in the HyperDoc or in your afternoon task, and you are going to apply for a temporary library card from our public library. The instructions are there linked, and you just need a parent to sign off on it, but you can get a temporary card where you can use it for all of these other digital books I'm about to show you, and you don't have to actually go to the library to get your card. Pretty cool, huh? There are a lot of digital formats for books called Hoopla, Epic. That's the one I just showed you the link for. Overdrive or Libby, we call that, and even audiobooks. So just because, readers, we're home right now, we cannot allow that to hold us back from our reading. We make plans and we access texts. That's what readers do. I'm here to help you, and I expect you to be able to find a book today if you don't have one yet. Okay, I'm not going to go into the recommendations for books, but feel free to spend some of your time just going into these and looking at them. You're going to have this all year long, access to this digital library. Here's where to get free books, as I mentioned. If you don't have a library card, please click on Public Library Card, and you're going to fill out this information. And if you are a minor, which you are, you're going to fill out your parents' or guardian's name here and then submit. Okay. For an email address, you can just you can have it be your school email. That's perfectly fine. So that's what you're going to do first. Once you have a temporary library card, you can actually click on these other places and use that library card number to check out books digitally. Let me show you some of the cool books. These are favorites from Preston 6th graders. And again, as I said, these books, all you have to do is click on the title and it will take you to the actual book, ready to read right from your computer. Other places, like Hoopla, one of my favorite places to check out books. I actually check out audiobooks and books constantly on my phone using Hoopla, but you can use it from a computer too. You just sign up with your public library card, which you now will have a temporary card. Look at all of these titles. If you are somebody who loves realistic fiction, then look at some of the options for you here. I love Kwame Alexander books. If that's a book I wanted to read, I might click on that image. Or if I don't even know that book, I could still click on the image. And now I can read about the book, I can find out what it's about, and I can come over here and click borrow. And it will let me borrow that book with my public library card. How cool is that, 6th graders? All of these titles are available to you at the click of a button. There are even more. You'll notice that some of these titles have already been a book buzz for me this year. For example, The Benefits of Being an Octopus. Or look at, for you sci-fi fantasy fans, tons of choices here. Historical fiction, mystery books, nonfiction books. Oh, I already can't wait to read some of these titles because the ones I've read are excellent. Graphic novels. Remember the very first week, book buzz number 1 from Mrs. Dudley, New Kid was her book buzz. It's right there if you want to read it today. Epic Books is the one I shared with you as well that you will now have an account for if you use my code. Again, you're going to come to this part of the slide, click on a title, borrow it right away from Epic Books. You're going to need to just spend some time checking out this digital library. Some of the slides are empty. That's just because I haven't found any to add yet, but I will continue to add more titles this year as I find them. And if you find titles that you think should be added, let me know. Amazon free books, we have a few options as well. And I'm going to keep going. Libby app or Overdrive is also another thing you can do with your public library card, and you can access even more fiction books there. Now, here's one more thing I want to mention, audiobooks. I love audiobooks when I'm in the car, when I'm going for a run, when I can't, even when I'm cleaning my house. If I can't be reading, I want to be listening to a good book. So all of these are titles that are audiobooks if you like to listen along with reading or just listen. They're excellent choices. And you just click on the image, it will take you to where you can check out that book, and you can do that. I highly recommend some of these titles. Okay, so sixth graders, I think you're noticing that the point today is to tell you or to teach you that we make plans as readers, and we access texts even if we can't get to a public library. Today, your job is going to be to apply for a temporary library card from your house if you do not have one. If you do have one, make sure you get that library card out, know your library card number, or ask your parent to help. Okay? You are going to complete the Session 0 assignment in Google Classroom. It's called the Tuesday afternoon task. You're going to read extra long if you finish before the 40 minutes is up, and check in with me if you have questions. Here is what the afternoon task looks like. It's the same as what you've just seen. So it will review the mini lesson. You don't have to rewatch it, but if you'd like to, you can. It'll remind you of your learning target. And then over here where it says afternoon independent task, your job is to follow these steps. Click here for a library card. Move on to viewing the Preston Digital Library. And this might take a while if you're enjoying it and having fun getting to know some titles. Also, you can't read them all at once today, so don't forget to take out your notebook and record any titles that you're excited about that you want to learn more about. Put them in your someday list in your notebook. Then feel free to sign up for any accounts that you need to. It might take a while, so if you need more time this week to keep doing that, that's fine. And if you have time today, before that 40-minute timer is up, read and enjoy it. I can't wait to hear from you tomorrow what today looks like this afternoon. For tomorrow, here's what you need to be ready to share. And this is what you are going to reply to or answer before you turn this in Google Classroom. So in the share, it says, did you get set up with a library card today, or do you still need help with this from Mrs. Decker? You're going to click inside and respond to that question. Also, I would like to know, what ebook did you check out or open from the digital library to start reading today? Good luck, sixth graders. I can't wait to hear your choices tomorrow.